J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings is a timeless masterpiece, celebrated for its intricate world building, compelling characters, and profound themes. While Sauron stands as the primary antagonist of the iconic trilogy, his master Morgoth casts a much longer, deeper shadow over the entire history of Middle-earth. This video will delve into his origins, motivations, and devastating impact of Morgoth, exploring the details of his existence and the influence on the world of Arda. Greetings all, I'm your guide, the Archivist. Today I will look at Morgoth, his origins, his influences on the events of Middle-earth, and his final fate. Before we begin, please remember to like the like and subscribe waystones down below, so that more people can learn from the archives. Morgoth, originally known as Melkor, was the most powerful of the Valar, the angelic beings who descended into the world to shape and govern it. He was gifted with immense strength, knowledge, and creativity. However, from the very beginning, a seed of rebellion and discord festered within him. Unlike his brethren, who sought to bring order and beauty to Arda in accordance with the will of Eru Ilúvatar, the supreme creator, Melkor decided to control and dominate. He craved absolute power and resented the authority of Ilúvatar and the harmonious efforts of the other Valar. This inherent desire for dominance manifested early in the creation of Arda. As the Valar sang the great music, a divine symphony that shaped the world's form, Melkor introduced themes of his own, dissonant and discordant, disrupting the harmony and imbuing the world with elements of chaos and destruction. This early rebellion foreshadowed the long and tragic history of what was to unfold. Upon entering Arda, Melkor immediately set about undoing the work of the other Valar. He razed mountains, carved out desolate wastelands, and poisoned the seas. He scattered his power throughout the world, corrupting its natural beauty and twisting its creatures to his will. This diffusion of his essence, while granting him widespread influence, also proved to be his eventual weakness, as it made him vulnerable to the combined efforts of his enemies. One of Melkor's most significant acts of defiance was the destruction of the two lamps, Iluin and Ormal, which illuminated the early world. The cataclysm plunged Arda into darkness and reshaped the continents, creating the landscape that would later become known as Middle-earth. Following this act of destruction, the Valar retreated to the land of Aman, also known as the Undying Lands, and established Valinor, a realm of light and beauty, where they could protect themselves from Melkor's influence and continue their work. However, Melkor's influence continued to spread through Middle-earth. He established his fortress of Utumno in the far north, a subterranean realm of darkness and dread, from which he commanded his growing legions of evil creatures. Among these were the Balrogs, powerful Maiar, lesser angelic beings corrupted to his service, and most importantly, Sauron, a Maiar of immense power and intellect who would become Melkor's most trusted lieutenant. The arrival of the elves, the firstborn of Ilúvatar, marked a new chapter in the conflict between Melkor and the Valar. Melkor, now known as Morgoth, the black enemy of the world, coveted the elves, seeking to corrupt and enslave them. He captured many elves and twisted them into orcs, a race of cruel and savage creatures that would become a staple of his armies. The Valar, finally realizing the full extent of Morgoth's evil and the threat he posed to the elves, launched a great war against him, known as the War of Wrath. After a long and arduous struggle, Morgoth was defeated, and his fortress of Utumno was destroyed, and he was captured and imprisoned in Valinor. However, his evil had already taken root in Middle-earth and would continue to fester even in his absence. After centuries of imprisonment, Morgoth feigned repentance and was eventually released by the Valar. However, this was merely a ruse. He secretly sowed discord amongst the elves, particularly the Noldor, the most skilled and powerful of the elven tribes. He manipulated them with lies and promises, fueling their ambition and pride, ultimately leading to them to rebel against the Valar and embark on a disastrous quest to reclaim the Silmarils, 3 jewels crafted by the elf Feanor that contained the light of the 2 trees of Valinor, which Morgoth had destroyed. Morgoth stole the Silmarils and fled back to Middle-earth, establishing his new fortress of Angband in the north. The Noldor, driven by their oath to recover the Silmarils, followed him, leading to centuries of war and bloodshed in Beleriand. The The wars against Morgoth in Beleriand are legendary. These wars saw the rise of great heroes among the elves, men and dwarves, figures like Fingolfin, who challenged Morgoth in single combat and wounded him before being slain, and Beren and Luthien, who daringly stole a Silmaril from Morgoth's crown, became symbols of courage and defiance against overwhelming evil. Despite these heroic efforts, Morgoth's power remained formidable, and Beleriand was eventually consumed in the War of Wrath. The War of Wrath, instigated by the plea of Erendil, saw the Valar return to Middle-earth with immense power. Morgoth was defeated and cast out of the world into the Void, a realm beyond the confines of Arda, where he remains imprisoned to this day. Despite his banishment, Morgoth's influence lingers through Middle-earth. His corruption of the land, his creation of orcs and other evil creatures, and his sowing of discord amongst elves and men had lasting consequences. Sauron, his most powerful servant, continued his master's work, seeking to dominate Middle-earth and bring it under his control. The themes of rebellion, corruption and struggle against evil are all central to Tolkien's work, and Morgoth embodies these themes perfectly. He represents the ultimate embodiment of pride and destructive power of unchecked ambition. His story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of seeking power for its own sake and the enduring consequences of evil actions. While Sauron is the visible antagonist of The Lord of the Rings, Morgoth's shadow looms large, creating a darkness that extends far beyond the events of the Third Age. The divisions amongst men and elves, the existence of orcs and other foul creatures, and the very landscape of Middle-earth bear the scars of this ancient rebellion. Understanding the details of Morgoth's history is crucial for appreciating the full scope of Tolkien's mythology and the depth of struggle between good and evil in Middle-earth. His legacy serves as a reminder that even after the defeat of a great evil, its influence can continue to shape the world for generations to come, demanding constant vigilance and unwavering courage from those who seek to uphold the light. Ultimately, the story of Morgoth is a testament to the enduring power of hope and the unwavering spirit of resistance in the face of overwhelming darkness. And so I have now covered the content for this video, but if there's anything that has been missed, please share them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this content, please remember to like the like and subscribe waystones down below. Naluig Vanadvan. Until we meet again.